Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to more Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. You will notice we're not at Stone Tower anymore. We are here at Latte, the cafe bar, milk bar. I am here to buy some Chateau Romani. And the reason for this is we've never done this before. It's 200 gold and it will give you unlimited magic for the rest of the 3-day cycle. We're going to go ahead and sip on that. And the reason I want to do this is that this is going to be a dungeon where we're going to be doing a lot of magic use. So I want to go ahead and have that so I don't have to worry about refilling my magic meter throughout this entire dungeon. It's going to be easier this way. Now I do want to say one thing. Full disclosure, I am doing this voiceover after the fact. I did not record this voice over my commentary while I was playing. And the reason for that is I was sick at the time I recorded it. Nobody wanted to hear that. And not only that, I could barely talk. So I figured this was a better way of doing it. But either way, we are back at the stone tower, and we're gonna get these blocks in order to get the platforms back so that we can cross. And once we get inside, we won't have an entire 3-day cycle to complete the dungeon, but the milk bar only opens at 10. So we had to wait till 10 of the first day. That's the earliest we can get that milk. So, that was the gamble. You kind of gamble. It's a tough. I wouldn't say it's a tough dungeon. And yes, I did forget how to play the Elegy of Emptiness one more time. So yeah, here I am, just trying to remember it and seeing if I can remember it and waiting and yeah. Don't worry, it won't be the last time I forget. Likely. But this dungeon, I wouldn't call it a difficult dungeon in terms of, dying and stuff like that. But it is complicated, and you'll see what I mean once we get inside. I'm not going to reveal the what do I call it? The gimmick of the dungeon just yet. But it is more complicated. And of course, we have these masks. We learned the song. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of switch pressing, which you probably figured out without me having to tell you, but there's more to it than that. There's another gimmick to the dungeon, which is why it's complicated. So if you're not careful the first time you play, you're gonna backtrack. It's gonna take you forever. It's just the way it is. For me, because I planned this out, it's not going to be as complicated, so I'm not going to have to do as much backtracking unless I just screw something up, which I don't think I did. But I was actually thinking in terms of most complicated dungeons, like confusing, up to the point that this game was released, and I think this is probably up there with the most complicated. Now, just because I have unlimited magic, which I do, doesn't mean I have unlimited arrows. So just keep that in mind. You still have to pay close attention to your arrow count just because you have unlimited magic. But as you can already see, there's some stuff on the ceiling. Kinda weird. The best way to get through this dungeon, in my opinion, is to wear the stone mask. It'll save you a lot of trouble with these bomb chews that just they see you and they come right at you. It's a little annoying. So Stone Mask does not go amiss in this dungeon. But the thing with the magic arrows is you can't shoot them back to back to back to back like that. You have to wait a little bit. But the first thing we're going to do is look up. We're going to shoot that eye switch. You'll see me wearing the Stone Mask basically the entirety of this dungeon, as long as I don't have to switch to one of the transformation masks. Over here we can recover a little bit magic if you need it. There's some arrows and stuff in those crates. But we're just going to hop on over. And we're going to get the first of our stray fairies. The stray fairies in this dungeon are probably the trickiest to get in the whole game, which you wouldn't imagine, being that this is the last dungeon. So here we switch back over to the Stone Mask. And yeah, being that this is the last dungeon, we're almost done with this game. Now, don't do what I did here. Don't pull the bomb shoes to you using the hook shot. I thought maybe the hook shot would trigger them. It does not trigger them. It just pulls them to you, and then they blow up. You definitely want to not do that. But anyway, yeah, after this dungeon, we're going to be done with all of the dungeons here in the game, and there'll be only one thing left to do, which is proceed with the main quest. We will, of course, be taking a break and continuing to gather all of the masks and all of the side stuff. So, but the first thing you want to do, there's a chest on the ceiling. Super weird, right? The first thing you're going to want to do is blow up this wall, and then you're going to break one of these crates. There are two smaller crates inside. You're going to want to pick them up, and you're going to want to place these in, well, on top of these switches. You can use 2 crates to weigh down the switches, or you can just use an extra character statue, but it's easier and faster to put down the crates rather than play the song. The only one where you obviously cannot play the song is going to be this big one over here, which is a very clearly one for Darmani. He's the only one that can weigh that down. So we'll go ahead and play the Elegy of Emptiness, leave a Darmani statue here, and then there'll be one more switch we'll have to press. And we'll probably just, it doesn't matter at that point. You can use Link, you can use anyone else except Deku. Deku Link just isn't, it's kind of sad. He doesn't get a lot of use in, you know, in these switch puzzles because he can't weigh them down, you know. But this last switch will open up this door to the courtyard here. Now in the courtyard there are some guai and some of those dragonflies, so again, just gonna wear the mask, the stone mask, the entire time. Don't really see a point. Here we can use the blast mask or drop a bomb on the crack. I don't know if it's because I try to like pause and stuff like that here, but you take damage when you fall, which is kind of crappy because I don't know, you have to fall down here. But anyway, first thing we're going to do is walk up a little bit so our light can reach that blue block, and we're going to make it disappear with light. Now you might recognize these statues if you've ever played Ocarina of Time. You'll recognize them as Armos statues. Darmani can kill them in one punch, but these two here on the side, the ones that I'm punching right now, they're actually just regular statues. They're not actually Armos. So I'm here trying to figure out, like, how do I get them to come to life, right? Like, all right, like I know these are freaking Armos. Like, can only Link activate them? What's going on? Do I push them? Do I pull them? They don't move. Like, something weird is going on. Well, that's because these two are normal statues. I'm like, alright. Maybe if I do a stomp. Nope. Can I grab them, Mr. Armani? Nope. Can I stomp here? No. No. So now I'm stumped. What the heck? Do I need to blast them with the blast mask? What do I need to do? Hey. Nope, that just blew up the pot. Like, alright. Well, what are you gonna do, right? Hitting them with the sword doesn't do anything. These stairs just lead back up to the room we were in. I'm like, alright. Forget these. Are these? Yes, these are the ones. So there you go. So those two are just regular statues. These four, which you'll see, these are actually Armos. Now Darmani can just, after you punch them, you can just curl up into a ball and they can't hurt you. So that might be a good idea. And since Darmani can't get hurt by the lava, it doesn't matter. But anyway, you might be wondering, why are you even killing them? Who cares? Well, you have to kill them, because once you do, you'll make a chest appear. That chest actually contains a small key, which we will need. This chest, however, contains a very useful item in this dungeon, the map. Now make sure you switch back over to your Darmani mask before you walk back into the lava. But we'll get the stone mask ready and head into the lava, go around to the other side, and get the small key. Which, like I said, you need. So if you miss this one, that could be a bad time. Before we leave the room, though, we're going to stand in the light. We're going to grab our hook shot. Going to stand in the light here, look to our left and up, and we're going to see a hook shot target. We will climb up here and get fairy number 2. Might as well hit the jars and get everything you can in here. I doubt we'll be coming back in this room ever. I don't remember that we do. But back in the courtyard, we can now go through the locked door. Notice the motif on the doors, too. It's very interesting. Just take a peek. We can hop in the water here and make our way under the bridge. Now here you might want to, well, you kind of have to, I think, switch over to Macau. You can't take your mask off in the water, by the way. You have to be out of the water to take the masks off, but you can always don your transformation masks. But anyway, underneath here, here I'm gonna, you have to get on this platform, okay? The problem is you can't reach. You see, it's that the platform is just a little too high. I don't even think you can do it. I don't know that you can. Maybe if you're really good at doing the dolphin dive thing, the dolphin jump. Maybe if you're really good at it, you can get up there. But I don't think you can. I think you have to do the method that I'm going to show you. I think you have to get grabbed by the Dexy hand. Let it hit you. You're going to take some damage. Actually, you don't take damage. But anyway, the Dexy hand tosses you up here. Here, you're going to want to do this right now, so you don't have to do it later. It'll save some time later on. You hit this crystal switch through the fence. It will make a chest appear. We'll grab that later. For now, we're going to grab this small key. And we're going to want to hop back in the water and go through the tunnel underneath the Dexy hand. Now you see that enemy on the bridge? We'll deal with that fella at a later time. His name is Igor, and he's a tough little guy. And here I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything. But instead I dive straight into a mine, which is nice. Now I don't know if the Dexy hand can grab you if you're walking underneath it like that, but didn't want to take any risks, so we'll go ahead and kill it. And so I think you figured out the gimmick of this dungeon by now. I don't have to tell you what the gimmick is. You figured it out just by looking at everything that's happening. Yes, we will be turning this dungeon upside down. There's no reason why you shouldn't be using copious amounts of magic. Anything that you can use here, you might as well just use it, because you have unlimited magic. So the Zora shield, do it. These Biobabas, I think is what they're called. Just kill them. Freaking bonefish, hate them. Now here I tried to get these mines to explode. They just weren't cooperating, so it doesn't matter. Heard that fish coming. What you want to do is just go ahead and press the switch. Make a treasure chest appear upside down. Obviously we can't get it, but we will later. At this point, we're just going to surface. So I was saying before, what is the most complicated dungeon in like Zelda history? I was thinking Water Temple, Ocarina of Time, sure. That's one of them, I think. But this one's got to be up there. Just because, like I said, if you don't plan properly, you're going to be backtracking. Well, I'm just trying to charge this mirror so that I can use the charged up energy to make this one disappear. Go ahead and be careful here, but yeah, I don't know how that guy blew up. I didn't touch him. But in here, we're going to get the compass, and you definitely want the compass in this dungeon, because, as I said, it's complicated. Now, we could go out that way, but there's stuff that we need to do first. Over here, we got the key, and we can open this locked door and go on through. Now, you're definitely going to want your stone mask here. There are these bows. If you don't wear the stone mask, they'll come after you. And there's supposed to be a ton of them in here, but I guess they're hiding from me. As soon as I take off the mask. Are these all piled up on top of one another? We know what to do. We did this in the Snowhead Temple. So, go ahead and put on the Goron mask. And as soon as we do that, the other bows will come out of hiding. Alright, put on the stone mask again, and I was trying to see if I could kill them with the light, but it doesn't seem like you can, or I just missed and I just ran out of patience. But we do want to get rid of them, or else they're going to be just kind of a pain in the backside. So there are 2 hidden fairies in this room. We got some suns here on the side. We want to light this one on the right hand side, which will make a chest appear. This one will have fairy number 3. And so you know what we're supposed to do in this room already. It's the same as the previous area that we just did with the compass. We got to charge the mirror. So I want to line myself up a little bit better. And honestly, it's just easiest if you use first person view and line yourself up that way. Touch the mirror as much as you can and then run on over and use the stored up energy to take out the block. Now, if you're not wearing the stone mask, there's going to be an enemy that pops up right here. But I'm wearing the stone mask, so that didn't happen. Excuse me. And this is fairy number 4. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, except we're going to have to do it double. We're going to have to charge a mirror and use that mirror's charge to charge up another mirror. And this is a little bit more tricky. So here I do this part perfectly, but then I fail. And that did not last very long. Let me try this again a second time. Try to charge it up as much as possible, counting to 10. I don't know why I started counting to 10. Is 10 the magic number? I have no idea. And here I miss again. And by the time I get it, it is too late. So we try again. Third time's the charm, right? Please let third time be the charm. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds. Plus then some more seconds. It's supercharged now. Please let it be supercharged. And then we just wait. Okay, now we gotta run. Run. Come on. Just, it doesn't, yeah, there you go. It doesn't have to be long. You just have to barely touch it. And it disappears. These crates have some rupees. Meant to roll into it, not jump on top of it. A little red rupee here and there. Certainly welcome. Still trying to get to 5,000 gold in the bank. Rupees, rather. Rupees in the bank. This is a bit of a tricky. So, this is kind of a horseshoe-shaped, U-shaped room. We're going to jump down here. I'm going to show you what we got to do. So if you come this way, around this corner, like this, and then down this way, there's a switch surrounded by fire. So what you got to do is you got to be super fast. You got to Goron stomp this switch over here, and then you have a minuscule amount of time to make it all the way over there, and you barely have enough time. Let me tell you, it is super tight. And there's only one way to do it. You have to Goron spin. You have to... Obviously, you have to do it on the lava. You can't do it as regular Link, walking on the perimeter of the room. You won't have enough time. Nope, it's got to be Goron. And it's very tight. You make one mistake, like there, where I hesitated, and right there, where I missed, and it's over. See? There I was pretty far off. So you can see how tight it is. It's not easy. It might be worth just taking a couple of times to practice rolling through the two, I would call them the two straightaways here, like this one. You want to get as close as you can to that pillar over there. See, I already waited too long. And then I got stuck there. And I was super close, but not close enough. Thankfully, the Runia Link, Goron Link, doesn't take fire damage. That's like the only saving grace of this entire thing. Some might say that this is the most difficult fairy to get, because all the other ones are just kind of like, did you find it? You know, like, they're hidden. Did you happen to... See, I already screwed up, so I didn't. I'm not even gonna... I'm just gonna wait here until the switch pops back up. But yeah, other fairies are like, they're difficult, I guess, in the sense that you have to find it, you have to know where to look. Whereas this one actually requires some semblance of ability. So this makes it a lot more difficult, and I already screwed up. Like, again, why even bother? Okay, let's try this one more time. Bam. Failure. And that was a close one. But that little mistake... That little mistake cost. As like I said, the timing is... You basically have to be perfect. So here we go again. Nice. I have a good feeling about this try, though. I think this is a good... I have a good feeling about it. Bam. It's almost like I knew. Oh, dear. So what that reveals is a chest with a fairy in it. And there's also I think there's a second fairy in this room, too. I think there are two fairies in this room. But either way, we can now climb up. And we get to use Deku Link in one of the few instances where he's actually useful in this dungeon. Simply because he can't weigh down blocks and stuff like that. But this dungeon does a pretty good... I think it does a pretty good job of letting all of the mask transformations get a little chance to shine. Because, like I said, you got Goron Link that can weigh down the bigger switches. You got Zora Link that likes to swim around. And there's a chest right there. You notice it right there? I don't know if you saw it, but I completely missed it. Anyway, what you can do is... That's got a fairy in it, as a matter of fact. And it's clearly on my map, so I'm not sure why I didn't see it this first time. But anyway, what you're supposed to do is once you get it, you can go back and use these heat fans, I guess, to boost you up. And then there is a bomb chew. I don't know if you heard it. It kind of exploded itself. But you have to be careful, because he will ruin your day. But you get over here, You make it to the end. And you get another stray fairy. So this would be fairy number 6 if I had gotten the other fairy. And at this point I'm like, what's going on? I'm missing a fairy. Alright, let's go. Try to jump. You can. It's doable. I should have just turned back to Goron Link and done it that way, but I was foolish. And so I jumped into the fire. Unfortunately, well, this does bring you back to the beginning, which is nice. Unfortunately, it respawns the bomb chew. And the bomb chew ended up not causing me any trouble long term, but it did respawn, and that's kind of annoying. So here, like, oh, there we go. There's the chest. Look at that. It kind of blends into the ground, so I'm giving myself that excuse. But either way, that's fairy number 6. I don't think you have to go back to the beginning here and start over. I'm sure you could use that air fan. It just seems easier to do it facing forward than sideways. So I just end up going back to the beginning platform. Just because you barely make it, and navigating sideways just seems a little awkward. So I like to get here, and then just kind of float backwards. And it's awkward as heck. And see, that's the bomb chew right there, and that bomb chew can get you. And in fact, I think he actually does follow me all the way. Even though, like, right away I put on the stone mask, I think he's still zoned in on me. So, whatever. No big deal, I get my hearts back. And you guys get ready, because we got ourselves a mini boss. So I was hoping wearing the Gyro's mask would do something interesting while fighting this guy, but it doesn't. This is the Gyro Master. And the technique, well, Gyro Master, you can't fight him like an ordinary Gyro, just dodge those swords. The technique to fight this guy is a little bit different than the normal Gyros. If you dodge his swords, he bounces off, and unlike his smaller brethren, he doesn't get stunned. The real trick, I don't know why, I accidentally put that on. I'm not sure why I did that. What you're supposed to do is just avoid his sword attack completely. So when he comes at you with that little jump, see, he missed me right there, and then he was looking for me because he's like, where did he go? So that's the trick. Kind of jump. Dodge to the side when he attacks. The other thing that he'll do is he'll do that little disappearing move. He'll come at you from the ceiling, and then you can attack him there. See, he missed. He doesn't know where I am. And immediately he'll counter, so you gotta put your shield up immediately, right there, bam. It's not that tough of a fight, honestly. So, just like the other Gyro, if you shoot, that witch will release a sacred golden light into the bloodstained red emblem outside the temple. So, light arrows. It shall rearrange things, in which the earth is born in the heavens, and the moon is born on the earth. Do not forget these words. Die I shall, leaving no corpse. And he explodes himself. That is the law of Osgaro. So anyway, not only does he give us a hint, but he leaves us the dungeon treasure. The dungeon item. Which are, of course, the light arrows. The light of justice shall target evil. Indeed. So anyway, you can see the motif on the doors like we talked about. The sun is on the top, and the moon is on the bottom or something like that. But anyway, what we need to do now that we have the light arrows, is exit the dungeon, flip it upside down, so that we can traverse the entirety of the dungeon backwards. Now, we fought these guys before. They're called hip loops. Hip loops. Yeah, hip loops. It's wearing a mask. We fought him in the swamp, but these have masks. Now, here in... I figure, like, if I shoot him in the back with a light arrow, surely it'll kill him. False. Because apparently the mask protects him even from behind. But now that I took his mask, he's like, WTF, mate. It's rather silly, honestly. And not making very much sense to me. But whatever. Like I said, the motif on the door, kind of cool. So here I'm going to fight the Igor. And you got to shoot... I don't actually know how I ended up killing him. You got to shoot him in the eye. This I know. I think that hurt him, right? I think it did. I was like, alright, he didn't die. I think you have to hit him 3 times. When he closes his eyes and backs up, so here I come again. Alright, it's an Igor. Simply attacking it is no good. I say you should pay attention to the subtle changes in its eye. I think when it's blue, it's invulnerable. You shoot it. So I was waiting for it to turn color, and then it just never did. I'm like, alright. I'm not sure what to do. And I'm wasting arrows. I only have 10 arrows left. Here you see turns yellow. Hit him a second time. So that's 2 hits. And apparently that did the trick. I'm guessing if you use regular arrows or a different type of arrow like ice or fire, it'll take a little bit more. But apparently 2 well-placed light arrows will do the trick and defeat it. And then by defeating it, you get the 7th fairy. So there you go. This will lead us back to the entrance room. Convenient, if I do say so myself. So we can just do the simple task of climbing out of this pit, leaving the dungeon. And then we gotta hit a red switch that will turn the dungeon upside down. But we're gonna have to wait. We're gonna wait for that. We're not gonna do it in this episode. So we're actually going to float over the gap here, over to this owl statue. And in the next episode, we're going to hit the switch with the light arrow. And then we're gonna do the dungeon again. This time upside down. Like I said, if you don't know what you're doing this first time, if you didn't plan accordingly, if you didn't hit the switches when it was normal side up, you're going to have to backtrack, flip it upside down again. You might have to do that a couple of times, actually. It can I can imagine this dungeon, if I don't remember it, I played this game years and years ago, but I can imagine it can be kind of a difficult dungeon when you run out of time if you're not careful. But anyway, that's going to do it for today. I'm just going to get this fairy, and I'm going to go ahead and quit, save, and then the next episode we'll do part 2 of the Stone Tower Dungeon. Thank you for joining me for this episode, and I will see you guys next time.